there is your before and there is your after. So we've got a really clean hairdo now, right? All right, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to clean up hair, not just the outsides, but I want to make it a little neater. See how neat her hair is right here? It looks like it's very well, almost perfectly combed, right? Well, let me show you how we started. Yes, so you see this? This is how we started. See all of this right here? It's a little messy. And then up here, it just looks a little messy. We got a lot of stray hairs up here, and then on the sides over here. And then over here, you can see it's very clean. So how did I do that? Well, let's take this shot into Photoshop, and I'll show you how I started with that and ended with that. So I'm going to edit this in Adobe Photoshop. All right, so here is the shot here. You can see we've got stray hairs on the outside. So let's just take care of that right away. I'm going to do Control J to duplicate the background layer. Make sure that your quick selection tool, that's this one up here, is selected, and I'm going to choose from the button up here, select subject. And that does a pretty good job of doing a pretty, it's a little bit of a rough selection, but I really just want the hair to get selected. So I'm going to right click on my selection and choose select inverse from the contextual menu that comes down there. And so that's going to select the outside part, the white part around her hair, right? So that's going to allow me to isolate that and just work on these stray hairs here a little bit. Now I could come here and kind of get some of this selection a little bit right there, which I did. And I'm going to choose my paintbrush tool, and I'm going to do a flow of about, we'll do 50% or so. And right bracket key will make it larger if it's tiny like mine was, or left bracket key will make it smaller, right? So maybe I just hold down the Option key or Alt key in Windows and tap the background here, right? And that's going to give you the same color. I'm just going to paint this stuff out, right? As I come down here, I'm going to tap over here. I don't really have a gradient of color, but this is a little darker than this over here, right? So I want to make sure that I'm matching the color right around the hair. Grab it from here, because it's hard to see, but it's darker up here and lighter down here. So I want to make sure that I'm matching that up. And it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. I can leave a little bit there just to make it believable, right? And then I'll come over here to the other side and we'll get a selection of color there and kind of just grab a selection here just so we're matching the color as we're going up, okay? And then I'm going to hit Control D, which is deselect, and we've cleaned up the hair. I'm going to turn it off. There's before and there's after. So a little bit of cleanup on the hair, right? So now this part right here is a little messy, and then this part right here is a little messy. Not just, you've got all these random hairs up there, right? And then the hairline is a little messy as well. So I'm going to, let's do another new layer. You could flatten these down if you want to. So the first one, I'll call it stray hair. Right. And I actually didn't have to. I'm going to use Generative Fill. So I actually didn't need to create this new layer, because when I use Generative Fill, it's going to do a new layer anyway with different variations. So I'm going to use the lasso key, right? So let me go ahead and I'm going to select, let's just go for it. Let's just select this right here. And I want to see, just for the heck of it, what it's going to do. If I select this and I just choose Generative Fill, I'm not even going to give it a prompt. I'm just going to say generate. Let's see what it gives me. And already, just the very first try, I mean, it looks so much better. I'm going to turn it off. There's before and there's after. I mean, that's an acceptable look to me. There's a few little stray hairs in there, but I mean, that's a good look too. And that one is probably not so much. So it's either between that one, and it looks like we've got like baby hair there, and then this one, it looks a little thin through here. So let's do another generate. I mean, this is close. I just want this to be filled in a little bit more. And I could do a second generative fill on that area to fill it in, right? All right, so second try, this looks good as well. That's what I'm looking for right there. That is pretty good right there. And let's look at the third one. That one's not bad either. I'm going to stick with that one, right? And it's got, we got one little hair there that's easily fixable. So I'm good with that. So here's the before, and there's the after. Now, wouldn't you agree? It looks much neater, right? And there's a stray hair there too that you could get. Now, I'm going to Control Shift Option E or Alt E will flatten everything into a new layer there. It's not going to flatten it down. It's just going to take all my changes and it's going to put it into this layer here. This way I can show you the before and after when I get done. Okay, you don't have to save all these layers if you don't want to. Let me go in here with the remove tool, and just because it's bothering me, I'm going to get that right there. And that cleans that up. I mean, we'll do some real quick skin retouching here, right? Just a few things. And skin retouching is almost done. Obviously, there's more you can do depending on how far you want to go. But let's grab this little piece of hair right here. And obviously you could go in there and clean this up some more, but you know, how clean you want it, you know, it's up to you. You also want it to be believable so that it's not too perfect. Now you would probably want to come in here and get, you know, these little random stray hairs like that one, maybe this one. You can keep going, you know, to your heart's content until you feel like it's the way that you would want it with your photo, right? So let's come up here to this part, and this is really, all these stray hairs are really bothering me. So again, we're on a brand new layer up here, right? We're not on the generative fill layer because this may or may not work on that layer. Make sure you got a brand new layer. I did a Control Shift Option E. I think it's Control Shift Alt E for Windows, just to create that new layer. Rolls all these up into this layer here. So let me come up to the lasso tool again, and let's just do this again. I'm going to come up here. Not the greatest selection I've ever made, but let's just come in here and we'll choose Generative Fill just like we did on the other one, and then choose Generate. We'll see if it cleans it up. Ooh, nice. Her hair looks really nicely combed. She's even got a little bit of white in there. She's like 20 nothing, you know. So probably don't want to go with the white, but ooh, that looks really nice too. I'm inclined to go with that one. And our third variation, that one also looks nice. This little piece right there is what was bothering me. I could probably fix that. We'll go with this one. I like this one. So just like that, I'm going to roll all of these. I selected the top one there, hold down the Shift key, selected this next to the background layer, and then I'm going to hit that, selects them all, and then I'm going to hit Control G, and that groups them all together. Now I can turn the eyeball off. There is your before, and there is your after. So we've got a really clean hairdo now, right? So again, before, a little messy, after, and we're done. So just like that, we've got our hair cleaned up. We could go a little bit further, right? Clean it up right in here. I'd probably use the remove tool to go in there and do some of that. You could try more generative fill if you want. There's some more cleanup you could do down here, right? Clean up to your heart's content, but the purpose of this video was to show you how to use generative fill to make the hair a little neater, and I think we accomplished that. So give it a like, give me a subscribe, leave a comment, give me some other suggestions if you have any on how I could improve my methods, because I think we should all agree that we can all improve, right? No one's perfect. So all right, thanks for watching. You guys have a good one.